I want you to picture this. You're playing your PS Vita, and then you notice something. A single crack in the plastic shell on your PS Vita. This is absolutely unacceptable. What if your skin greases over the crack and you get cut because of it? You can possibly bleed out, and nobody wants that. So in today's video, I'm going to be covering how to replace the front shell of your PS Vita. Um, Specifically the 2000 model, the Vita 2000. And if you need a screen replacement as well, this should cover your your needs, because most of the replacement shells come with a screen attached to it. So if you happen to get a replacement shell already, then you're in luck, because today I'm going to show you how to replace them, how to replace it. Yeah. This is about all you'll need to do this. You'll need something to pry the back of it open. You could either use, a tool like this or a guitar pick, and you'll need some small screwdrivers. Now, how small, I honestly can't say exactly, but if you could see how small these are, it's not any type of special screwdriver, just a normal screwdriver, just a small one. And also, I recommend getting like some type of pliers or tweezers, because there are ribbon cables that you have to kind of mess around with here, and it's just easier to do it with like tweezers or something like that. So tweezers are kind of optional. um Everything else here you low key kind of need. I'm going to continue the rest of this video on my phone because my current camera cannot focus this closely. Make sure you power off your devices. So starting off, there are 4 screws on the back of the console. One here, one here, one here, one here. And then there are 2 screws right here next to the charging port. And then there's one more screw in the cartridge area. And that screw would be right there, but it is gone for some reason. Go ahead and remove those screws. Just a little tip, I would find a place to keep your screws. Preferably a place where you could kind of separate the screws that you make sure go in certain holes. So just, find a nice place to put your screws. And now that you've got all your screws out, here's where you're going to need either a guitar pick or just something to pry off the back. Now I'm going to try to show this part as best as I can, but basically you take the guitar pick and you jam it like right under the whatchamacallit, the right behind the freaking whatever this thing is called, bro, this button, the shoulder button. You kind of want to just like work it, because there's a clip somewhere there. You see how I pushed it down and it popped open? You kind of, it's near the this part of the button. Push down, it'll pop out. Mine popped out kind of easy because I've done this before. Like, so it's a little loose, not because I'm a pro or anything. But yeah, it might be a little harder for you. Make sure you go around. If you get like, once you hear the click, that's when you know it's coming out. All right. This is where you actually want to be very careful in lifting this off, because there is a ribbon cable right at the end at the back side, I believe. So don't just yank this thing off, you will break your system. Here's a closer look at the ribbon cable. This is the ribbon cable, the thing connecting this outer shell to there. To get the ribbon cable up, you just need to flip that piece right there. I'll circle it on the screen or something. How I do it is I take like a screwdriver and I just go like that. All right. And then once you do that, it'll be able to, and I don't recommend, I'm doing this with one hand. I don't recommend taking it out like this. Use tweezers or something. But you just want to work that thing out of there, and boom, just like that. You got the outer shell off. This is where the speakers are in the system. So if you need to do something with the speakers, then they're here. And also, just a little side note, you should probably get something like about the width of the screen to put your PS Vita on, so it's not resting on its joysticks, because that might mess up your joysticks. So
I probably should have said that before I started the tutorial, but it's whatever. You could put the back shell away for now. You could put it off to the side because there are a lot of screws we have to deal with, you know, over here. Go ahead and take out the battery. You could just lift this thing out, I'm pretty sure. But it does connect right there. You can see where it connects. Just grab it kind of by the cables, like that, and just lift it out. It'll lift out just like that. And now you're gonna take out all of these screws on this black piece. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, just 5 for now. So now that you got those screws out, you should be able to just lift this piece and take it out. You know, just kind of try to be a little careful. You should be able to take out this black piece as well, right here. And me personally, I like to kind of line up my pieces how I took them out. You could also go ahead and pull this thing off. Oh, wedge it off like that. Don't worry if this thing falls off. It's, you know, you just put it back on for real. Yeah. This system I want to transfer into this screen, but I'm also exchanging some buttons. Really hard to put into words, at least for me. I don't know how I would like formulate the sentence on what specifically I'm doing. So maybe just watch the video all the way through, and if you have the same idea for what you want to do, then just use this video as like some type of template, you know? So from here, I'm gonna work on getting the 2 joysticks out. For this one on my right here, this is technically the left joystick of the device, but as you can see, the L. But so yeah, I'll just call it the left joystick. So for the left joystick, it's going to be on your right hand side if you're working like I am. There are it looks like 2 screws, one right here and one right there. So once you get the screw out, take off this metal piece. I'm going to use a screwdriver to get that up. Take out this metal piece just like so, and try to remember which way it was facing, because I made the mistake of trying to put it back the wrong way and I kind of bent it a lot the last time I did this. But now undo the ribbon cables just like you did that first ribbon cable when you opened the device. Keep in mind that there are like clips here holding this thing in place, so when you take it out, just lift, you know, push the clip a bit and like, you know, pop it out. I can't do it with one hand, but just, you know, just pull the clip and get it out once you got the screws out and you undid all the ribbon cables. I'm going to be changing the buttons around, and also I'm taking the joystick out, so I'm going to take off this screw right here. It is the same exact process for this side. There's a screw right here and right here. Just take out the screws, undo the ribbon cables, and lift it up. Take out what you need to take out. I forgot to mention that these shoulder buttons do just like kind of come off, so be careful with those unless you want to remove them. And I did also realize that I should have kept the buttons in, so I'm going to put the buttons back in. Also wanted to mention that this is a good opportunity now to clean buttons if you want to clean your buttons. And, you know, and anything you want to clean inside the system, you should probably do that now. So I put my buttons back in, and now it looks like this is the only thing I need to take out. There's a ribbon cable here, which I think is the screen, and there's one here that I need to, you know, detach. So go ahead and detach those. And keep in mind, this is the motherboard, okay? So this is like your system right here. So this is what I'm switching over into this device. This thing does lift out like the other joystick pieces. Once you get the ribbon cables out, you can just put this aside. Be careful though, because I actually just completely bent the thing holding it in. This little this thing, just be careful when taking it out. It's not too big of a deal. I could kind of bend it forward. I actually made some changes to the buttons that I'm going to keep in you know, put in the other system. I'm now going to put this aside because now I pretty much have to do the same thing to this system. Since I already showed how to pretty much get this thing open, I'm gonna fast forward to that, just to where, you know, I'm able to see everything inside. Okay, so I got everything open on this console, and I had to set aside some things, just like, you know, to kind of remember where things are going. But yeah, I'm going to be moving the joysticks over to this console, and yeah, this motherboard as well. So, and some buttons. So I'm just gonna be kind of like switching things around for real. And like I said, it's all the same process as the other one. So anything you need to move, just move it just like you did the other one. Just put it aside if you have to, and you know, just same process as what I showed before. Let me pause my music here. Oops. So after further looking into this, just a little side note: be careful when taking out this motherboard here, because there's the camera, the front facing camera is kind of like lodged in there for real. So I didn't notice it on the other system. I must have forgotten it was there. And since I opened that one up, it probably came out a little easier, but I haven't opened up this system before, and it kind of was sticking, and if I would have like pulled it out, it probably would have broke. So just keep in mind that there's a camera there, kind of try to pry it up. So now that I have the other system pretty much stripped down, I'm going to show y'all the process of building it back up. By the way, also, I've never tested this, so I don't, actually don't know if this like will work, but I'm hoping it does. I saw a YouTube video, and I think someone did this. I didn't watch it all the way through, so I'm just gonna replace the motherboard essentially. This one used to be in that console, and I've just switched them around, and I'm hoping that will kind of just like transfer over the entire system, if you know what I mean. So first thing you want to do is put the you know, the main chip thing back in exactly the way it was before. A good way to remember where things go is kind of look at the way the ribbon cables are set up. As you can see, that ribbon cable goes into that, and that ribbon cable goes into there. So kind of just place it exactly where it needs to be, and it all kind of snaps into place. Just be careful with those little clips right there. Now, once you got it back into place, I would go ahead and put these ribbon cables back in. Now, a good way to do that is with tweezers, you know, or I kind of sometimes like to use the screwdriver and take advantage of these little side pieces that stick out, and kind of use that to guide it back in. And just make sure when you push this all the way in, this piece all the way in, and make sure you close it back when you you know, just before you move on, like close this little pin. The same thing that you have to push open, you have to close that down, and it'll kind of click, so that's how you'll know it's closed. If you moved your joysticks, go ahead and place your joysticks back where you had them before. Yeah, so this side goes in this way with the ribbon facing that way. I'm going to put the board back just like so. Don't forget that there are clips there, so you kind of have to, I gotta use both hands for this, but yeah, there are clips here, so you kind of have to just use your finger, use something, and just kind of pull it back, push it down. And just a fair warning, these ribbon cables that come from under the board are actually like kind of tricky to get back, like into, you know, the little thing it goes into. Just, excuse me, try to have patience with it, because these ribbon cables are fragile for real. If you bend them or break them too hard, like like it's done. Just make sure it's in there all the way, and then close it too. Don't forget to screw it in before you put the ribbon cables back on. I kind of forgot. This system specifically actually didn't have a lot of screws. Like, they were just missing. Like, the screws weren't there. With this side specifically, you want to wait on this screw. It's because of that little metal piece that goes there. And now go ahead and put this metal piece back. And you could go ahead and screw it in over here on this side, but I would wait to screw it in over here. Now moving on to this side, go ahead and throw that joystick in there. And yep, it goes in just like that. And then put the thing back on top. Same process with the other side. I can't really do it with one hand. Go ahead and screw it in right here. And then do the ribbon cables just like the other side. Okay, so now that you got these ribbon cables in, it's pretty simple from here. It's just kind of screws and getting the battery back in, and then one last ribbon cable, I think. And the last ribbon cable you have to get in is like the hardest one, but I will attempt to maybe show you how I do it. Go ahead and put these pieces back. And okay, I made a little bit of a mistake here. So that thing goes over it. So yeah, I had to take this piece off, and I guess I put it over like that. Yeah, that looks right. So yeah, that's pretty much the next step for me. And now I'm going to screw basically all the rest of the screws in. There's a screw here, 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 two screws here, and a screw here as well. I may have pointed that out already. I will say that make sure when you put the battery back, so I'm putting it back, make sure when you put it back, you really have this thing like in there, you know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm talking about right here. I don't know if you could see it, but just make sure that it's like completely like flat in the space it's supposed to be in. I'm not talking about the battery, but this little piece that connects right here. So yeah, just make sure that's like in there. So now for the final piece of the puzzle, you have to get the back on. It's really not the final piece because you have to screw in the back after this, but getting this ribbon cable in right here is more difficult than it would seem. So yeah, this is really the hardest one to get in. Take advantage of that little flap that's above it, if that makes sense. Like, because the thing is, you have to make sure this piece is under the headphone jack while you're getting. And my iPhone is running out of storage very fast, but yeah, once you have it, once you push it back down, just screw it in the 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, screw those in, and then you got 2 more at the bottom, boom, boom, and then you got 1 more under in this cartridge area. Now for the moment of truth. If I turn this on and it's a Frutiger Arrow theme, however you pronounce it, then we should be good and everything should have worked properly. Let's see. It's turning on. That's a good sign. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, it did. This specific device did do that before where it would like, yep, all right. There we go. Oh gosh. So that's actually, I'm very happy about this. So it worked. Now I just have to assemble the other one. All right, I'm finally done. Jesus. All right, now I'm going to test and see if this one works. All right, well, it seems like we're good for real. So yeah, this is probably gonna be my main console now for gaming, because I like the look of this one a lot better, to be honest.
Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something in this video because honestly, it took me a really long time to do this actually, to change these screens. But I don't regret it because I had a good time, kind of. It was a little tedious, but I had a good time making this video, fun time recording this video. So yeah, drop a subscribe, drop a like, drop a subscribe. Well, do what you please, do what you want. Um, but have a good day, and I'll see y'all later. You know what? Before I leave, I'm just gonna flex the PS Vita one more time because this thing looks way too good. Doesn't this look wonderful? I mean, come on now, man. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be the one that I just play for real. It used to be this one. It used to be this one, which I like, but I like the black one better. What can I say? Ring ring, PS Vita calling. Ring ring, uh, ring ring. The video games are calling. Ring ring. Yeah, I'm done. All right, yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks.